if you're given a balanced chemical equation and you have worked out the moles of a reactant and they want the moles of another reactant, different to the one that you just worked out, or the moles of a product, we use what we call a mole ratio to work out the number of moles. Mole ratios are represented by the coefficients or the big numbers in a balanced chemical equation. So for example, in this chemical equation over here in this reaction, I have hydrogen gas reacting with nitrogen gas to produce ammonia, which is also a gas. And you can see the mole ratio as follows. We've got 3 mole of hydrogen reacting with 1 mole of nitrogen to produce 2 moles of ammonia. Now note I'm saying 3 moles of hydrogen reacting with 1 mole of nitrogen. These are reactants. They react together and they produce or they form our product. So 3 moles reacts with 1 mole to produce 2 moles. So if I had to ask you to write out the mole ratio for the reactants to the products in this chemical equation, you would do it as follows. Our ratio of hydrogen to nitrogen to ammonia is 3 to 1 to 2. Note that if there's no number in front of a compound or an element over there, then we take it as 1. It's an invisible 1. Now we won't necessarily use all the reactants and products in a mole ratio. It depends on the question, it depends on what you are given and what you are calculating. So for example, we could use hydrogen and ammonia in a ratio, and that would look like this. Hydrogen to ammonia, they would be in a mole ratio of 3 to 2. So you use the big number in front of hydrogen, the big number in front of ammonia. I could do a mole ratio for nitrogen and ammonia, it would be 1 to 2. I could do a mole ratio for hydrogen and nitrogen, it would be 3 to 1. Now these mole ratios are very, very important because often we give you information about one of the reactants or even the product, and we ask you to work across this chemical equation to work out the number of moles of something else. So for example, if I tell you that I have 10 moles of hydrogen that reacts, and I want you to calculate the number of moles of ammonia that is produced, but I give you no other information, you can't use any of the other formulae. You need to use mole ratios. So you'll use the fact that 3 moles of hydrogen produces 2 moles of ammonia, and you will work out, therefore, if I react 10 moles of hydrogen, how many moles of ammonia will be produced? Let's take a look at an example. So using the same balanced chemical equation where we know that 3 moles of hydrogen reacts with 1 mole of nitrogen to produce 2 moles of ammonia, we can look at the following question. I react 5 moles of nitrogen with excess hydrogen. That means I have over enough hydrogen, so we don't have to worry about hydrogen in this calculation. How many moles of ammonia is produced? Now how this works is as follows. I hope that you can first see that I only have information about nitrogen. I only have the number of moles of nitrogen. But now I am asking for the number of moles of ammonia. So the first thing that you need to notice is I'm moving across the equation. I'm moving from one compound or one molecule or one element to another compound, molecule or element. And when we do this, we need to use a mole ratio. And what goes into a mole ratio is number of moles. Not mass, not volume, not concentration, number of moles. So once you're jumping from one compound or element to another, we know we need to make use of mole ratios. Another hint that this is the only way that we can approach the question is because we're not given any other information about ammonia. Therefore, to work out the moles of ammonia, I can't use the following formulae. I can't work out moles of ammonia using any of these formulae because I don't know the mass of the ammonia produced. I don't know volume of ammonia produced. I'm not given any information about concentration, even though this is a gas. So if they were to give me information, they would probably give me volume at a certain temperature and pressure or mass, but they don't. So how can I use any of these formulas to calculate number of moles of ammonia if I don't have enough information? I can't. The only thing that I can rely on, or the only thing that I can use, is the mole ratio. Now, how does it work? How do you know which things to use in your mole ratio? Well, you need to read the question carefully and use the given information and use the product or the reactant that they are looking for information about. So what I mean by this is they tell me I react 5 moles of nitrogen with excess H2 hydrogen. Because hydrogen is in excess, we'll discuss this in a limiting reagents video, we don't need to use hydrogen in our calculation. There will be over enough hydrogen in order to produce this ammonia. So I need to use nitrogen. It's the nitrogen that's going to determine how much ammonia I produce. So if you see excess hydrogen, we're not going to use that. We're going to use the information given. So they give me information about nitrogen. And they want to know how many moles of ammonia is produced. So we're going to use nitrogen and ammonia in a mole ratio. So what they give me information about in a ratio with what they are asking for. Now, they tell me that I react 5 moles, but before we jump the gun and make use of that given information, we always write down the mole ratio from the balanced equation. So what we do is as follows. Remember, we're not looking at hydrogen. We have nitrogen to ammonia. So that is a 1 to 2 ratio. You use the big numbers, 1 to 2. That's my mole ratio, and you always write these things down from the balanced equation. Then you go back to the information that they gave me. I react 5 moles of nitrogen. So under nitrogen, I'm going to put 5. How many moles of ammonia is produced? This is what I'm looking for. And now how you work with ratios is up to you, but you can see that to get from 1 to 2, you multiply by 2. So therefore, I must multiply 5 by 2. So therefore, 5 times 2, that will be 10 moles of ammonia will be produced because it's a 1 to 2 ratio. So therefore, if I have 5 moles of nitrogen, I will have 10 moles of ammonia. Let's try another example. So in this example, I say I react 5 moles of hydrogen with excess oxygen to produce water. And I give you a balanced chemical equation. If it's not balanced, you have to balance it first. And over here, I'm asking you 2 separate questions. Let's tackle each one separately because obviously you have to use 2 different mole ratios in order to get these 2 different answers. Let's do A first. How many moles of oxygen will react? Now, if you read the question carefully, it says that there's excess oxygen. So you might be thinking, why are we calculating how many moles of oxygen will react if you are mentioning that there's excess oxygen? Excess oxygen just means that there will be enough in order for the reaction to run to completion. That means that there will not be enough hydrogen. What that means is that hydrogen will run out first. It's our limiting reagent. But there will be enough oxygen to react with all of our hydrogen. This means that there will be some oxygen left over at the end. So what this question, what A is asking me to calculate, is if I have 5 moles of hydrogen, how much oxygen will actually be reacted? That will not tell us how much oxygen we start with. It just says excess oxygen. It will therefore not tell us how much we have left, but it will tell us how much will react because I'm using 5 moles of hydrogen. So how do I do this? Now again, if you read the question very carefully, we are working with hydrogen, and I want to know how many moles of oxygen will react. If you read the question very carefully and you think about it, I know water is a product and I know water is being produced, but this question is not asking how many moles of water will be produced. Therefore, when I write down my mole ratio, it will not include water. It will include hydrogen because that is what I have information about, and it will include oxygen because that is what I'm looking for information about. So you always include what you are given, the compound or the reactant or the element which you are given information about, and you put that in a mole ratio with the one that you are looking for information about. Then you look at the balanced equation. Now, because we're dealing with hydrogen and oxygen, we look at those 2 numbers, those 2 coefficients. So it's a 2 to 1 ratio. Remember, we're not including water in this question. So it's a 2 to 1 ratio. These numbers always come from the balanced chemical equation. Then you deal with the given information. They tell me that I have 5 moles of hydrogen reacting. So under hydrogen, I'm going to put 5. I am therefore looking for my moles of oxygen that will react with that 5 moles of hydrogen. Now, how you deal with ratios is up to you. There's various different ways. Because this is a simple 2 to 1 ratio, you can simply say, to get from 2 to 1, I divide by 2. So to get from 2 to 1, you divide by 2. So therefore, I must divide 5 by 2 to get the moles of oxygen that will react. Therefore, I will have 5 over 2 moles of oxygen, which is equivalent to 2,5 moles of oxygen that react. There we go. Because it's a 2 to 1 ratio, we divide 5 by 2. In the second question, we are looking for how many moles of water is being produced. So again, what goes in my mole ratio? Well, they tell me that there's 5 moles of hydrogen reacting, and they want to know how much water is produced. So the two things that I put into my mole ratio will therefore be my hydrogen, because I'm given information about hydrogen, and H2O. I want to know how many moles of water will be produced. This is different from the first question. Remember, the first question wanted to know how many moles of oxygen will be produced. Over here, we want to know how much water will be produced, so we can see that we exclude oxygen from our mole ratio. We don't care about oxygen. Then we write down our mole ratio from our balanced equation. So it's a 2 to 2 ratio. 2 moles of hydrogen will produce 2 moles of water. Now, 2 to 2 can be simplified to 1 to 1. That means that if I have 1 mole of hydrogen, I'm going to produce 1 mole of water. If I have 5 moles of hydrogen, as I do in this question, I will therefore produce 5 moles of water. So therefore, our answer, 5 moles of water is produced. Knowing how to work with mole ratios and how and when to use mole ratios is an absolutely vital part in stoichiometric calculations, in the quantitative aspect of chemical change. So we will be using this in videos and more complicated calculations going forward. In the other videos in my playlist, we look at how to calculate number of moles, as well as things like volume at STP and concentration of a solution using some of these other formulae. Remember to check out the links in my description below for more stoichiometry videos, more chemistry, and more physics videos.